So Homesteads for Hope was founded by a family that understands what it's like to have a child with special needs. Jenny and her mom, Luann, had trouble right in the beginning with Chucky, but when the school bus stopped coming, they knew they had to do something different. And all the options that were open to a lot of people weren't open to Chucky because of his behaviors. So they started dreaming, and they decided that maybe it would be a farm that would bring everything together. And they were visiting this farm where we're located right now, and Chucky for the first time was really calm, and he was regulated, and he felt good. And they said, this is it. He likes it here, nature's classroom. That's what we need to do. So it took a few years to get everything in motion, but by 2016 we bought the farm, and we have 55 acres, and we've really started cultivating the first 25, and that's where we have our programs and our farming and our enterprises, and the next 30 acres will be for housing. So I'm also a parent with special needs, and I know that when I'm looking for a place to go for my family, sometimes a place will take care of the individual special needs. But at Homesteads, the entire family is supported. We have over 600 families that come here each season and 3,000 community members to make a really inclusive experience. Our idea is, let's shatter that misconception that people with special needs can't be productive members of society. Here, our programs are all geared towards growing your social network. Who are your friends? Who can you count on? Who are you going to go to the movies on the weekend? That little safety net that we all need to feel like we're part of something and we belong. That's always been really important to us. We all need a community. We need a place that we're welcome. We need a place that we know we belong and that people value us. So our programming really focuses on not just the community part of it, but also having programming options that you can build the skills that you need to be more independent. Maybe you want to have a job someday. People might have said that you're unemployable, but here we give you the chance. You could work at the farm store. You could be out in the fields. Maybe you love the greenhouses or the chickens. You get to explore the different parts of the farm that speak to you and make you feel good and grow. And maybe you just learn some skills here and you bring it out to the community and work with one of our partners or do an internship there or graduate into a paid job in the community. That part doesn't matter to us as much as giving you that opportunity to stretch yourself and grow. So every Thursday night we have music at the farm, and people will drive by and they'll be like, what is going on over there? Because the canal is hopping, right? We got cars coming in. We get like 200-300 people sometimes on a Thursday night. We have a beautiful stage out on the canal. You can bring a picnic basket, enjoy the pony rides. We have vendors here. Every week is like a party. Why? Our apprentices are working the different enterprises. So if you go into the cafe, you're going to meet Alyssa. If you go to pick up your CSA, your food share, you're going to meet Steven. They used to be apprentices and they've graduated into paid positions. And each of these jobs that we have throughout the farm, they're fun because we're giving back to the community. We're offering things to the community, and it helps us be sustaining as an organization, but it's also those learning opportunities, real life ones. And sometimes people come to the farm and they can't tell who has a disability, who's the volunteer, who's the staff member, and that's what we want, because everybody matters here. So not everybody is going to be in our own backyard, right? Not everybody can get to the farm. Maybe the distance is too far. And our idea with starting this podcast was to create a family online, somewhere that we could go to discuss important topics and feel supported. And right now in the special needs community, there's a lot of different hard things that families are facing, and we want to give that a voice. We want people to be able to share their stories and feel like they are part of something bigger than what's in their backyard. And some people have been so inspired by it that they're starting communities in their hometowns. So that's really exciting. So we have a tiered membership. If you want to just become part of our farm family and know when events are and what's going on at the farm, I highly recommend our social membership. It's very inexpensive. You get free passes to come to a lot of our events like Jam on the Canal, or we have a Harvest Barbecue every year, which are very fun events that a lot of people like to come to. If you want to be even more involved, you can do a garden box, and we have the garden membership, and our farmers will help you. Cornell University does lessons, so that's a fun opportunity. But our CSA, I have to say is the best offering we have. Not only do you get the social membership, but you also get over $700 worth of produce. So you come for 20 weeks and pick up your produce from us, and you're helping employ people with special needs, which is obviously our mission. When we first started, we really looked to our apprentices. Those are the people in our programs that are learning the different skills, and we see what they're drawn to. And the farm store was one of the first opportunities, right? We get to grow the produce out in the field, sell some in our farm market, but we also have local vendors. So we have t-shirts, and I think right now we have wooden flowers because we have an artisan of the week. And so we really try to bring the community in. Maybe you're coming and stopping by to get some fresh eggs from our chickens, or you just want to see Alyssa and have her make you your breakfast sandwich. When you spend money at our store, you know that you're helping train people with special needs, but you also know that the money's going back to support our mission. Right now I'm sitting in front of our Forever Homestead. It's a 200-year-old estate home, and it's been sitting on the edge of the canal since the canal was built. We had a big decision to make. Our campus, we are working very hard to make it accessible for all ability levels, but we also needed winterized spaces. A building that's 200 years old isn't very winterized. So we are in the process of renovating it and putting on an addition, and our Forever Homestead will be 6,500 square feet, a community center, our central hub, where the door will always be open. We'll be here 24/7, 7 days a week, 12 months a year, and that opportunity is something that our community needs more now than ever before. And one of the coolest parts is our farmers' residence. There's going to be 5 bedrooms upstairs for people who want to live and work at our farm.